global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. As the political brouhaha in Rivers State is still continuing, something happened yesterday that attracted the attention of Fubara, and he has stepped out to condemn it, and it has to do with the two protests that took place in Rivers State. Now, one took place in Ahwada East, the other one took place in Port Harcourt, main city. And interestingly, the one that took place in Ahwada was in support of Similare Fubara, and they were protesting, making demands that Similare Fubara, who is the duly elected governor of Rivers State, should be returned, and Ibas should be kicked out because they do not know him. Now, also in Port Harcourt, it was a counter protest. We saw women dressed on white. If you check our video, you're going to see all of that detail. They were dressed on white and they stormed the street. But something interesting happened. Those in Ahwada faced a lot of backlash from the police. We saw tigers everywhere. So many things happened. And let's dive into full details of this and get to hear exactly what Fubara had to say about what transpired yesterday. Now, according to the news, the suspended Rivers State Governor Similare Fubara has condemned the Nigerian police for their alleged heavy-handed response to anti-emergency rule protester in Ahwada, is describing the threat as double standard and a threat to the democratic right. This comes as political tension continues to mount in Rivers State following the declaration of a state of emergency and the appointment of Vice Admiral Ibas retired as the sole administrator by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Two simultaneous protests unfolded in the state on Monday, one in Port Harcourt supporting the emergency rule and another in Ahwada is demanding the reinstatement of Governor Similare Fubara. Now, while the Port Harcourt rally protest proceeded peacefully under the banner of River Women for Peace and Good Governance, the Ahwada protest was violently dispersed with tear gas by security operatives. All women came out in Ahwada to exercise their right to protest. The police tear gassed them to the extent that one of them, an old woman, fainted, said Jerry Omaso Gunwa, who is a special advisor to Governor Fubara on electronic media. According to him, he says that the police have two standards for the same activities. Those women in Ahwada are the heroes of democracy. Now, footage from the Ahwada protest showed distressed women fleeing tear gas, with some kneeling in tears and chanting, "We want Fubara, we want peace." One protester said, "We are hungry, we are suffering and dying. Sim is our hope. We say, bring back our governor." In contrast, Port Harcourt protesters marched peacefully from Garrison Junction to Isaac Park, holding placards that read, "Emergency rule is constitutional and investigate Fubara's plotted contracts." The demonstration was led by former Social Welfare Commissioner Mrs. Ineme Aguma. According to her, she says, "We thank the president for declaring a state of emergency in Rivers State. Our democratic structure was decimated. The House of Assembly was comatose." She praised the sole administrator's leadership, saying it has restored peace and governance in the state. Fubara's aide, however, criticized the support for emergency rule, likening it to supporting illegality, and accused the sole administrator of harboring political ambition in Cross River State. According to him, he says the whole world should keep an eye on the State Commissioner of Police and the sole administrator. This crisis escalated after President Tinubu suspended the governor, his deputy, and state assembly following months of political issues happening in the state. But let me also give you some of the things that Jerry had to say. He also, in his response to, he says, "I think the whole world," he said, "I think the whole world should keep an eye on the State Commissioner of Police and the sole administrator. When the sole administrator came here, he said there was no problem in the state. Maybe he has another agenda, because we learned he is nursing a governorship ambition in his own state, Cross River State. So he needs to also gather some money just to justify it." Those were some of the statements made by Jerry, and I must say that most Nigerians are overly angry about the difference in response to the two protests. Everyone have the right, to react whenever something happens, especially if they do the part of peace. But for you to pick up one person and begin to do those things we saw yesterday, for me, it was outrightly wrong. They should create a balance. I believe that, citizens have the right to show their displeasure whenever things that are not in sync with what they expected to happen. They have the right to protest. Your own is to make sure that they don't go violent. It's only when they go violent that's when you react. Come on. And this is one issue that must be addressed. My colleague is in the house. What's your standpoint in respect to, what Similar Fubara, via the office of his special aide on electronic media, said?
Well, let's call a spade a spade. I do not know about Ibas not seeing a governorship aspiration.
That's the first time I heard about
in a Cross River
because
state.
Number one is not even a PDP or not
a card-carrying politician.
Exactly.
So, but I do not know about that. But like you rightly said, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But I believe that at some point, with the way the sole administrator is going, at some point it will definitely bring some sort of uneasiness in the state. You can't, in all honesty, be bringing persons from the other camp, and you expect those who have actually been elected and who have a structure, watch you, dismantle the structure just to favor a party. They follow suit because they believe, neutrality is coming in, is coming to put in the proper position. Like I asked some few hours ago, a few days back, I asked that if he's coming to restore peace, has he visited Fubara? Has he also visited the other camp? Nothing of the sort. Instead, we are hearing that he's more interested in the financial aspect of the state. And, so like someone will rightly ask, and other person oppose. The person asked, he said, you are how many days in the place, and you're already... How do you know these guys that are being handpicked to become the 3 local government administrators? While some person said, does the president need to know everybody in Nigeria to be able to get his ministers appointed? Of course not. But the lists were given anyway. But, to cut the long story short, I believe that with the way the sole administrator is going, just a matter of time, there definitely have to be some sort of the tension will heighten, and it's just a matter of time. There'll be an eruption. The way it's going. If before there was peace, at some point there's a limit. Fubara may be able to take in the heat, but the question is, will his supporters be able to take in the heat? The level of impartiality being displayed, and the funny part is, even if literally speaking, the sole administrator have nothing to lose. Let's just say it the way it is. He has nothing to lose. But I believe that the 2 persons who have everything to lose is the Rivers people themselves, and even the president. Because if anything happens in Rivers State is like is a special state that brings a lot of revenue to Nigeria. Nothing in all sincerity should happen to the state. And if anything untoward happen to the state, that already the sledgehammer has been given. As in, you have used hammer to kill a fly. So what remains? If the state of emergency has already been declared, so what remains? It's not just extension. The people then, these guys, they are quick to forget history. These are where militants began. Don't let these guys go back to the creek. Don't let it be a case of we are still looking at a situation where Nigeria Army security agencies are battling Boko Haram, battling other groups in other states of the nation, other states, and now you're bringing all that full-fledged to Nigeria, to River State. It will, after a while, to have a trickle effect in other, neighboring states in River State. Then the presidency may have a situation in its hand that will require, please. Or that at that stage, it has gone haywire. I remember hashtag NSAS. When Luther said it was a joke, was as if they are doing the hazard. When the thing started fully, it was not a case of, please, we are going to, please. We don't need to get to that level. If you are pushing the people, they are observant, they are saying, please stop. These are people who knows the ways of their state. But let's say it plays out.
All right, that's where we like to leave it.